1 2 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2 test 1 2 and here we go. Good evening, everybody. What a Saturday night's football we've got for you this evening. Second versus third to kick us off from Christie Park. Spirit FC hosting Rockdale Ilinden on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Test 1 2 test 1 2. Too early to call this a premiership eliminator, but it certainly becomes a tall task for the vanquished tonight. Potentially a 6-point gap to league leaders Marconi. But the carrot at the end of the 90 minutes is a box seat in the race for the Australian Championship. Rockdale since their promotion in 5 attempts. They came close here a year ago before Alec Urashevsky and Blake Rasciuto spoiled the party. And this is a Rockdale side stinging after their home defeat against Arthur last weekend. They can't afford a repeat of that performance here. They want to defend the promotion. Okay. Yes, good evening, everybody. What a Saturday night's football we've got for you this evening in the NPL New South Wales men's. Second versus third to kick us off here from Christie Park. It's Spirit FC hosting Rockdale Ilinden on the Football New South Wales YouTube channel. Too early to call this the Premiership Eliminator, but it certainly becomes a tall task for the vanquished tonight. Potentially a 6-point gap to league leaders Marconi by the end of the night. By contrast, the Carrot at the end of 90 minutes is the box seat in the race for Australian Championship qualification come October. Spirit have found fifth gear after their stumble against St George City a month ago. 4 wins on the bounce makes it 6 in their last 7, along with boasting the best home record in the competition this season. They come into this round 24 clash full of confidence. But they're yet to beat Rockdale since their promotion in 5 attempts. They came close here a season ago before Alec Urashevsky and Blake Rasciuto spoiled the party. And this is a Rockdale side stinging after their home defeat against Apia last weekend. They can't afford a repeat of that performance here if they want to defend their premiership title. So it all sets up for a beauty. Alex Molchanov delighted to be alongside you for it. Let's check the team news. Just one change for David Perkovic's Spirit side. Ewa Kubo restored up front in place of Harry Keys. Behind him in goal, Chris Marks resumes. A back 5 expected. Ollie Wigan playing off the right, Jordan Perez off the left, Kaya Williams, Jamie Pasevsky and Simon Nicholas through the middle. A midfield 2 of Andre Takami and Frankie Lucevic with that much vaunted front 3 teaming up again. Takumi Afuka off the left, Michael Konestabo off the right and Kubo up front. For Rockdale, it was a tough week. They are looking to bounce back, and so Pani Nikas makes 3 changes. Nick Soros resumes in goal. Hunter Elliott expected to start at right back, with Braden Storge shifting into the centre alongside James Nikolovsky. A debut for Daniel Djurovic signed in the registration window from the Greek lower leagues. The Bonnyrigg Junior suits up in Rockdale colours for the first time in first grade. Isaac Danzo is back after trialling with the Newcastle Jets over the last week or so. He partners Chris McStay in midfield behind Brendan Chalakian. Constable is in there as well behind Alec Urashevsky. So it's all on the line. It's not final tonight, but you can set yourself up for glory with a win here. Spirit have had improved performances every time they've taken on Rockdale. They're yet to beat them. They have come so close. A 1-1 draw earlier in the season. They'll be looking to go one better here tonight. We are underway for 90 minutes that will, if you're fastening your safety belts, it will be all action, all intensity. These teams don't have low gears. They're going to go at it hammer and tongs from start to finish. Will Spirit be able to control the game early, as is their want? Will there be space in behind for Alec Urashevsky, who is by far the league's top scorer again this season? Marks that will install him in the history of this competition beckon. Ticked off this ground as the final one he hadn't scored at last year across the NPL New South Wales competition. So hoping for a repeat performance from him tonight as well. Nigas has shuffled the pack again somewhat. Forced to do so with some injury concerns, and you see the threat of Urashevsky already. Stealing a march on Williams, firing into his former teammate Jamie Pasevsky, and it goes behind for an early visitor's corner. Well, they have been more and more lethal as the season has gone on. The delivery of Chris McStay, such an asset for them. Returning to the club after a few seasons away with the Wollongong Wolves. Been so critical in the centre of their midfield alongside Isaac Danzo. It's been mentioned for higher honours. Professional football, both in Australia and overseas. It was a miss last week for them in that loss against Apia, but it's McStay who's entrusted with this delivery. Body's flying towards Marks' goal, and it's a good piece of keeping from the Spirit custodian, just to take the pressure off his defensive line. There's nothing better when defending a set piece than seeing your goalkeeper come out and make a confident claim like that. Daniel Djurovic in his Rockdale Ilinden debut tonight. A game to make it in. Come under lots of pressure with Ollie Wigan bombing down that right-hand side. Michael Conestavo supporting Yua Kubo again tonight. Both in double figures for goals this season. Joint leading scorers, and Wigan, since his ACL injury, has really added a measure of spark to Spirit's attack with his running power down the right. You've got a glimpse of it there. Djurovic in for his start tonight, dealing with that ball well because of the injury to Giorgio Speranza. Spotted roaming around the grounds tonight with a sling on. Hoping the recovery is fairly quick for the most experienced, one of the good characters on the NPL New South Wales men's as well. And brother Robbie is out with injuries at the moment. Robbie's rather long-term. He's off the registration list for Rockdale Ilinden in 2025. Will no doubt be looking to return at some stage. Don't think we've seen the last of him yet. In a jar, I failed to mention in the pre-game. Starting on the left tonight after Ali Ogla was sent off against RPLI card a week ago. A card that Rockdale could have done without at that stage of the game. We're really pushing on, searching for an equaliser before it all fell apart late on. Had a couple of chances take that game after the red card. A firm challenge from Nicholas, and this is the intensity of the game we're expecting. Michael Weiner is going to have to establish some sort of decorum. Free kick has gone against Rockdale Ilinden for Hunter Elliott's challenge on Jordan Perez. Elliott only himself returning from suspension tonight. And at right full back, it's an added bonus for Rockdale as well. Rockdale feeling aggrieved because there was a fairly firm challenge in there from Simon Nicholas, who was having to stretch every sinew to get to the football. The winner is the most experienced New South Wales State League referees. For this big game tonight, with so much on the line. Yes, the premiership, but these two are almost the last standing in the race for the final New South Wales spot in the Australian Championship. Trip beckoning down to Preston Lions, and there's a carrot for every team in Australia at the moment, given the crowds they're getting in the NPL Victoria. Added carrot to Rockdale because of their shared Macedonian heritage. Spirit likes to spoil the party, as they have been for so much of this season. Some might have expected them to fall off in this premiership race, particularly when the wins went missing towards the midpoint of the season. Managed to respond in such emphatic terms. As we mentioned in the pre-game, 6 wins in their last 7. Led that game that they lost by 2 goals to 0 at the break before throwing it away later at St George City. They have been almost perfect since. By far their biggest test this evening. Marconi beckoning next weekend out at Fairfield, which makes the 3 points for them tonight even more important. They'll have already played out their 2 fixtures against the league leaders this season. Win and a loss. First win over Marconi for a number of seasons, which was to get that monkey off their back. And has started the frantic pace that we expected. Trent Takami's whistled for a little nudge in the back of Brendan Chalakian. And Nick Soros has gone down in back play here. Rockdale are continuing to play, but their goalkeeper is really struggling. I'm not sure what's been brought about by that. And the ball trickles out, which means he'll be able to receive some treatment. That is not a good sign. Soros, who has not missed a minute for
Rockdale Ilinden this season. Back with the club after Harrison Devonish Mears departed for Sydney FC. Midway point of the last campaign. So key in their premiership push late in the season. Means a potential opportunity here for young Ronan Mulgrew. Saw action once last season. Sighted in 2025 to this point. Under 20s goalkeeper. Big moment for him, and you can see Nick Soros there. He's not in a good way, and the gesture's been made. So Rockdale's first substitution coming after just 7.5 minutes here, and it's to their goalkeeper. Undershirt's going to have to be removed at the request of the refereeing team, so have to do some dancing around to keep warm. Here we go. Well, is he to have his name written as the hero tonight? Unlikely source, but the backing of his teammates and an experienced duo in front of him in Nikolovsky and Sorge. Not too many better backlines to come in behind, it must be said. Disappointment for Nick Soros. There's been a steadying influence behind that backline the last season and a half. Kubo rising to meet that ball. He came off the bench last weekend and scored an absolute belter against Sutherland to seal the 3 points. 3 goals to 1. Perez only recently returned from some injury concerns of his own. One of the best athletes in the competition. Up and down the left, and he goes through the back of McStay to Kami, picking up the scraps. Nick was quite his assured self at the start of this game, but just doing enough to scrap the ball clear. Sorge with an added measure of calm. You can say the same of Danto. McStay's touch just betraying him. That ball rolled towards him. Don't say that too often about Chris McStay. Long throw that Perez has in his locker as well. Kubo scrapping between Sorge and Elliott, and Rockdale crying out for the throw to go their way, right in front of assistant coach Paul D.
Come on, Brendo! Come on, Brendo!
Jurovic up for that one. He's the head of Najjar. Kubo with a touch. Finally getting on the ball. They want him involved as much as possible this evening. See how up Hunter Elliott is for this game. Missing those few games, he's really got the bit between his teeth tonight, hasn't he? From the United junior. One of the more astute pickups across the competition for the last year or so by Rockdale.
Come on, Brendan. Come on,
Up a free kick. Just relieve some pressure on Rockdale, where Sorge has not struck out as plainly as he might have.
You're a good player, mate.
Pregame is flying at his team to get the ball in play as much as possible. He wants to build pressure against Rockdale Ilinden and try and draw them out of their shape. Poor turnover from Wigan. Call comes to press, and Afuka wins it back. Perez. Clever bit of play to give to Kami something to run for, and Sorge can only put the ball out about 19 yards from the byline. Sea Spirit so keen to keep the ball in play. They're the team coming into this game in form with a bit between their teeth, and they're providing a threat. Kubo climbs and draws first blood in this all-important fixture. Of course it was him. And it's his Japanese counterpart, Afuka, who measured the ball to perfection. to give his strike partner something to run and leap for. And he directed it well enough that it was just out of the reach of Mulgrew. Important first goal goes the host's way. The Spirit side, who have only dropped one game at home this season. That was 2 league leaders, Marconi. They conceded twice in double quick time early. They've got the opener here. And they really do look buoyed by it. Wigan flying forward. Jurovic with the test. Shah trying to come back in cover. But the 22-year-old left back can only put it behind for another Spirit corner. If there was any doubt that Spirit were right in this title race, it has been erased over the last 2 months. Some expecting them to fall off, to give up grounds. They have refused to. 2 most important games of their league season, this and the next. They've started here tonight right at the races. Perez over from left wing back to deliver the corner, and it's a dangerous one towards Williams. Nikolovsky only half away, but Stay and Chalakian combining, well, I was going to say to clear the threat, but that hasn't been the case. Lucevic. Gorgeous switch for Wigan. Every pass precise and accurate at the moment from Spirit's players, and Wigan fighting and scrapping to get that ball in, and he's got the free kick as a reward. To the frustration of the Ilinden players, but Wigan Ajar, that's with us attacking players' contribution in defence there. Getting a little too firm a grasp of Ollie Wigan. Sometimes it's the only way to stop him. It's a similar start for Rockdale last weekend against Apia. They caught the early goal from Michael Kuda. Had to chase the game. They made a good fist of it. Don't want to be a 2-goal deficit for the second week in a row. Need to be focused from this corner. Oh, he's got the red, Jordy Perez! Yeah! Second goal of the year for the left wing back, and a reward for all that spirit he's shown in his return from injury. You saw just there why they missed him. The physicality, but also the smarts to recognise perhaps the direct route was the best. And it snuck in at the near post. Quarter of an hour gone. Spirit lead 2-0.
And Jordy.
And now stars will be in their eyes somewhat. The Australian Championship beckoning. A spot as short-lived as it might be at the top of the competition, as late as round 24. There is a lot of football left to be played, and Rockdale at their best can chase down any opposition that is not right at the races, but it's a dream start for David Perkovic. And where Spirit looked precise and measured, Rockdale are looking a little frustrated and frazzled. So much energy in their warm-up. Like Rashuto and Robbie Speranza were down there, barking and encouraging, trying to tap into the terrific spirit of this football team. It was very late from Danzo on Kubo, and after the advantage didn't develop, Michael Wiener was happy to pull back play. Paul D looking rather bemused by it all, into his technical area. It's even earlier this weekend that Rockdale have caught a 1-2 punch. To be making sure here that the knockout blow doesn't come next. Rusevsky, really with his first meaningful touch. It's taken a quarter of an hour. Chalakian for Elliott, and numbers are being thrown forward here as they chase this game, but there's a swarm of Spirit players around the ball. Almost like bees buzzing around it in their black and yellow. Constable in a foot race with Afuka. They've got hold of one another. And Winger is happy to let things go this time. Spirit have a throw in a dangerous area. It's the sort of football that has you right up on your toes. This competition which continues to throw up storylines. Spirits is certainly that of the underdog. They're not playing like it this evening. Nikolovsky on the initial header. Elliott flying in only as far as Wigan. Couldn't keep his effort down. That one flies off into the darkness behind Ronan Mulgre's goal. The dream starts his campaign in 2025. Soros taken off, and there's a real chance here as Conestabbo just got a touch. Nikolovsky all a little casual about it. Rockdale have got to find a way to calm their nerves here. It's all looking very scrappy, not of a team chasing second straight premiership. Long way to go, lots of time to right the ship, but be careful that they don't get lured into unleashing their frustration. Spirit players quickly draw the ire of the referee, and that's something they've become far too familiar with over this season. Shevsky against his old club, keen to make an impact. He's not had too much defending to do. He has been called upon in a couple of moments. He's been decisive, strong. I'd say the same of Perez, whose second goal here has given Spirit a measure of comfort. Not that they'll be sitting on that lead whatsoever. Conestabbo for Afuka. Face to face with Hunter Elliott. He's had a brave start to this game. Probably been the standout in what's been an underwhelming Rockdale start. Right along the line was Frankie Lucevic. Want to keep the ball in play. The former Gonzaga Bulldog. Perez was shaping for one of his long throws. He went short to Andre Takami. Teammates of Chris McStay at Wollongong Wolves, of course. Shevsky. This is a game he'd love to get a goal in. It might be Conestabbo. Lucevic is putting pressure on Mulgrew. George did a good job of protecting his young goalkeeper. Just joining us, Nick Soros taken off with injury after 7.5 minutes. Spirit have taken advantage to score 2 goals since. Putting either down to Mulgrew directly, but a storyline of notes when the evening ends. Jurdovic puts that one down to his opposite number, Pashevsky, and Rusevsky was right on his toes, forced the turnover. Chalakian for his skipper. Just over the head of Najjar. Lucevic is having to clean up the scraps. He's happy to play short to Wigan between them. Spirit just looking the settled side. Of course, as I say that, play themselves into a little bit of trouble. Najjar gets at Williams. Pashevsky's to ensure the cross didn't get any further. What a ripping start to this game we've had, certainly from a Spirit perspective. From the neutral, it's been fast, intense, important football. Towards the near post, Najjar got the first touch. Wigan thumps it into the night sky above the lights here at Christie Park, which made Sorge's read of it all even more impressive. Been around the trap so many years now. Braden Sorge filling in at fullback and centre half across the season as he's been required. Between some injury concerns, even Chalakian's radar is off. Don't say that too often. Premiership winner here last year, grand final winner back in 2017 with Manly United. Playing deep and nodded by Kaya Williams back to his goalkeeper Chris Marks. Come on, almost the entirety of the journey. Spirit FC. Team that's added and recruited. He and Conestabo, the two starting tonight that have been there right from the start of the promotion campaign. Long-time captain Grant Cornwall, terrific player who's been here longer than David Perkovic. Available off the bench should he be required this evening. Spirit team that's been built deftly. Caught some opposition teams by surprise. It's certainly not the case tonight, but playing as one of the big boys now. Lovely ball from Urashevsky. Najar held his run. Wrestled away from danger by Wigan, who got enough of the ball to avoid conceding the free kick. Najar with a bump as he tried to recover. In fact, it was Jurovic brought down the challenge. Rockdale not feeling they're getting the rub of the green at the moment, but it's more a case that they've been second to most of the 50-50s at the moment. Even Wigan's stretching tackle there. Just towing the ball away before making the contact with Moody Najar. Spirit Juniors here in force, as they always seem to be. Looking around, having a conversation with the fourth official, Rowan Fisher, below us. Scattered around the grounds. There's a really healthy turnout here at Christie Park tonight. A ground known for attracting the biggest crowds in the competition, but their little football team have given them plenty of reasons to show up on a chilly Saturday evening in July. Final's still a couple of months away, but they're in pole position, and they may well be getting a home final. They may well be getting a home preliminary final, the way things are going here. These little carrots for both teams, taking all 3 points tonight. Will Spirit try and manage their way to victory, or will they stick to their principles and try to control the game with the ball? Things they've been so complimented on across the season has been the fact that they've been so adaptable, able to do both. Knowing Rockdale, we allow them to have possession. This is the perfect start to their evening. Game state that gives them the impetus. Allows them just to slow the tempo like this. We tick past the midway point of the first half. Just joining us, goals from Uakubo. Who else? And Jordan Perez from a free kick have given Spirit this 2-0 lead. Chris Marks yet to be firmly tested. Rockdale with an attack capable of doing that across 90 minutes. Opening 25 has gone all the host way. Elliott with an enterprising run. It's blocked off by Conestabo. Poked out a play by Perez. Constable and Chalakian doing a lot of the ball playing. Isaac Dunzo has been denied really by the setup of Spirit's press. Michael Conestabo with all the strapping around his knee and still looks fully fit. Into a challenge with Lucevic, and this time the decision goes Rockdale's way. Rockdale have got to get out of these little tight areas. That's exactly what Spirit want them to do. So good at setting traps for opposition teams. One of the reasons they've been able to build one of the best defences in the competition. Such a well-rounded football team. Kolofsky's just had a couple of moments like that. He managed to shrug aside Conestabo this time. And the energy of Jordan Perez once again snuffs out the embers of an attack.
Straight on the thrower. Straight on the thrower.
Alex Molchanoff with you for the opening game of this Saturday night of NPL New South Wales men's football. Spirit will go top for a short time. Should they be able to hold this advantage over second place Rockdale Ilinden. Marconi playing later tonight against St George City out at Penshurst Park. And in form St George City, it must be said. McStay. And Nicholas in his back. The former Apia like-up man who just toe-poked that away. Then hooking it. His karate kicking it was Frankie Lucevic. Any means will do for Spirit once the ball gets in that area of the pitch. Here's Danzo. This is the man they want conducting things from deep, and it works nicely for them. Gorgeous touch from Constable amongst it all. And McStay has a chance to cross. And it's Scott Marks just palming it clear. Still something for Spirit to see off. Najar. Danzo. Headed by Williams into his teammate Wigan. Two Manly United juniors combining down that right-hand side. In fact, just one of them, of course, from this place for Hornsby Association. One of the many homegrown talents that Spirit have been able to bring through. And he reads that beautifully. Pick out the pass from Najar. Gorgeous switch of play for Akubo. Loves to play as a hold-up. He's bundled over by Elliott, but Afuka can continue the attack. He's got a yard! He's got a goal! It gets better and better for Spirit FC. 3 goals inside half an hour. And they've got one hand on 3 points already. It's been a stunning start. That has rocked Rockdale.
3 more.
A standing 8 count required. And now this team with so many characters has to show so much character if they're to get anything from this game with an hour just over that to play. The visitors have not been at the races and the hosts have been in full flight. Afuka setting up the first and stealing a yard to slot home the second. His technique unquestionable and his game awareness in moments like this. One of the best in the competition. So much has been said about he and Akubo and how they've raised their ceiling for Spirit, but the players behind them give them that platform. I mentioned how solid that defence has been over the course of 2025. He's going to have to stand up now. It's going to be a test before the end of 90 minutes, but gee, they've given themselves some leeway. Urasevsky off the shoulder, just out of his reach. Spirit keen not to repeat what happened here a year ago, where they were so impressive against Rockdale. They had 2 men sent off, and then Urasevsky and Rashuto took the opportunities afforded to them. They're almost out of sight already this evening. Takami was keen that Chalakian wasn't going to proceed any further, much to the frustration of Rockdale's number 10. A scything challenge, but I don't think that put Chalakian in serious harm's way. Easy for me to say up here, of course, though. What it has provided is a chance for Rockdale to put in something dangerous. You'll notice here how high Spirit's defensive line is. That's by design. Give Chris Marks as much room to come for this ball as possible. Make sure that Jurovic's ball has to be well measured. In a dangerous enough area that Rockdale are able to work some scraps. That was clever from McStay. Played it to the advantage of Najar, and then it's swept clear. Spirit player down on their haunches after clearing that ball. The midfielders that's come back. In fact, it's Yu Akubo. He's found himself all the way back there, lending a hand defensively. Didn't start last weekend. I don't know any words about Nigel, but put 2 and 2 together. There's nothing brewing there in a negative sense for the Japanese star. Kurishevsky over to launching one of his trademark long throws. Was well directed towards Nikolovsky, but Spirit won the initial header. Danger's not clear though. He crosses first time into a very dangerous area. Marks has carried out his duties inside his 6-yard area beautifully, and Chalakian getting a bit too close to Spirit's goalkeeper. Chris Marks needs to be a little careful here. He's asking for a booking. Letter of the law, he might have a point. Michael Wade has done well to keep his cards in his pocket to this point. Marks knows the law though. Rather than preventing Marks distributing the ball, the judge that he was just a little too close. Not giving him that opportunity.
Get control, ref!
Fisher's got a smile on his face down as fourth official. He's going to have his ear talked off on both sides this evening, no doubt about that. Given the importance of the fixture, you expect nothing less. Now there's a foot race between Kosevsky and Urasevsky. Chalakian was more interested in Nicholas than the ball. McStay picked up the scraps. Just a pass from Najar that's going to sting out of the attack. Jurovic retrieves it. Constable with his running power through midfield. Hesitation from Sorge as he went to that ball. Conestado was in close attendance. They'll have avoided everything there, and then the final ball is lacking. It's been the story of their night so far. Isaac Danzo not seeing enough of it. Balls in behind have suffered as a result. Spirit well prepared as always. Very disciplined in their press, and you can see how they're spreading the field from this goal kick. Chris Marks is not keen to take the long option, but it's the only real one available to him, particularly given the fact his team hold a 3-goal advantage. Here's Danzo. This is where they want him operating. Constable. Header won by Nicholas, only as far as Danzo. And that's a gorgeous ball through 2 lines for McStay and Elliott, and it was just asking for a Nurasevsky touch. Rockdale skipper was a step or 2 behind Hunter Elliott. Credit to Rockdale, they're showing their character here. They haven't laid down since copping the 3rd goal from Afuka. 10 minutes to go. Have to think it come back, particularly if they get to take all 3 points tonight. It would have to start before half-time. Chris Marks is yet to make a save. Two men who play above their size, and Kubo and Sorge going into that challenge. Nice touch from McStay. It's growing in influence. Can say the same with Constable, but his crossfield ball almost joins us. Off Michael Kodestaba. McStay looking to touch it in behind, and Pasewski hasn't dealt with it. Rasevsky has 4 Spirit players around him. Still, he found a way to find McStay. Danzo. Elliott is becoming a more and more prominent threat. Perez half on the way. His clearance was lacking height. He got a second bite though. Sorge beating a Kubo to it, and Constable returning from an offside position ends the threat. Shot from James Nikolovsky. Looking for more from those ahead of him. Rockdale's premiership campaign has been blighted by injuries throughout the squad, throughout the season. Sorge, Schuto, Remilevsky in their back line, most notably affected. Stay missed majority of the starts of the season. Joris Gatardis has been brought in as cover starter last weekend against Apia. And now Brendan Chalakian is the first name in Michael Wiener's book. Made it very clear to us there. Wasn't for the foul in itself, but the fact he continues to draw the referee's whistle. Shake of the head from a frustrated, creative fulcrum. The Spirit out of fourth, they're over the hills and far away. You would have to think, given the pattern of the game so far tonight, he's lofted in towards Pasevsky, who's having his shirt held all the way by Nikolovsky. Far enough away from the action. Didn't lead to anything further. Djurovic. Najar. Can he be the one to just provide that little bit of magic? He does. Finds Chalakian. Obviously got the fire in his belly tonight, Brendan Chalakian. He fights for that one and wins it. Constable. McStay slipped at the critical moment, but then Perez played it straight into him. Turns to his feet. And the cross. Oh, now there's some afters here. McStay and Perez coming together. It's all much ado about nothing in the end. Just a little shove from Rockdale's midfielder. Come winger tonight in the absence of Ali Oglar. Pasevsky having words with Constable. It's that quality of service up front. Doesn't feel he's getting it at the moment. It's Djurovic who's being entrusted with the set pieces again. Swinging in towards marks with too much height, too much depth. Passes harmlessly behind.
Daniel! Hey! Daniel!
I wouldn't say Spirit are comfortable, but they haven't looked particularly troubled by anything Rockdale have thrown at them in attack so far this evening. Nikolovsky dragging Wigan off his feet. He was the most prominent early, wasn't he, Ollie Wigan? He's enjoying his football. He substitutes in their way from the warm-up for Rockdale. You have to think there'll be a change or two at the break. And there's more defending to do before we get there. Sorge knocking that one up into the air and having to stab it out of play. Jordan Perez is having some night.
Get in there, get in there, get in there.
Free kick, an example of his ingenuity and creativity, which is not what he's best known for.
We need to move!
Certainly an asset he has to his game. Looking it back for Luzovic. Dangerous ball cleared by Nikolovsky. Najar can get a run going. Williams does well to snuff it out. Look at Michael Conestavo just covering ground. Constable did well to hold him off. Just ball through midfield from Nikolovsky. They need more of that, Rockdale. Finding players between the lines. Brendan Chalakian, just gone into the book himself, is key for a Spirit player to feel the same retribution. On the ball here, just betrayed him a little. Luzovic to get a foot in. Sorge misjudging one. Won't allow Spirit to build something. Wigan joining in from right wing back. Really hasn't been the back at all. Tonight he's been the winger. Loses that in an area that wasn't particularly positive for Spirit. Chasing to win it back. Constable's one of the few who can match him for pace, and he shrugs him off and plays it wide to Urasevsky, who's drifted to the left but didn't time his run. Less than happy with the decision. Doesn't get caught there too often, Alek Urasevsky. He's generally so proficient that he's step perfect. Just a moment out of sync. Constable on that occasion. Talking about one of the best players this competition has been graced by. All-time goal-scoring leader, all-time appearance leader at Rockdale Ilinden. Fair old argument between some in New South Wales and some in Victoria about who the best player outside the A-League is. No doubt in this commentator's minds who it is, but he's been rather limited this evening by this clear, concise Spirit sides. Go. Another from Elliott, and Akubo's in again. They could be away here. They certainly are. The Spirit fans, who seem to be growing in numbers, making their voices heard at Christie Park because Akubo's got a second. And it is a long, long road back for Rockdale now. An astonishing first half performance from Spirit FC, from Akubo, from Takumi Afuka. You can add Jordan Perez's name to that score sheet, but all those behind them, they have been the best oiled machine. It might be one of the performances of the season. They've been close to unstoppable at home this season, and they are going to enter the final series feeling they are just that. Rockdale without response. Second best through it this first half's entirety. Constable. Chalakian. Finally, they get the decision to go their way. Connor Starbo is a little overzealous. Chalakian, who's committed a few fouls, but has been on the other end of 3 or 4 himself now. About Ollie Wiggins, sometimes it's the only way to stop him. He's so clever at getting between defence and midfield, Brendan Chalakian, that often he's turned away from players before they've even realised he's there. It's the case on that occasion. Starbo clattering into him. So now a moment for Chris McStay, just to give this game a bit of life. Turn it into a contest. It's a good ball, and the Shah got the touch. Spun wide of Marx's post.
One for each goal, mate.
So joking between, again, Rowan Fisher and the Spirit fans sitting right behind the benches as to how much time is going to be added on. Hearing it's going to be 4 minutes. Chalakian, all heart and endeavour. Trying to provide some spark for this Ilinden side.
One for each goal.
Perez takes his time over the throw. Spirit have been on the national stage recently a couple of times with qualification into the round of 32. Are sitting on the brink again. A month and a half to play. If they can hold on here, they'll be 3 points clear of Rockdale in the race for the Australian Championship. An unexpected surprise for the Spirit fans. Almost unthinkable. Down in League One 4 years ago, Wigan has just brushed aside 2 or 3 Rockdale players. It couldn't be 5, could it? Fuka into Sorge. And this game is starting to bring back some unhappy memories for Rockdale Ilinden of a particular night at Marconi Stadium just over a year ago. They'll take all of their heart and fight now to make sure this game doesn't descend down that same dark road. Seems to be a bit more about them than there was that night in terms of energy and endeavour. They've looked a little frazzled, unable to deal with what Spirit have been throwing at them in an attacking sense. Without Nick Soros, Rejic back line, Jurovic coming in alongside Nikolovsky and Sorge. Elliott restored to the side after suspension. Put it down to any one individual, but they've just not had enough of the football. Chalakian dragged down by Takami. It's the 5th time Chalakian has been fouled by my count. Wiener wants the ball right on the spot. Danzo for Chalakian, and there it is for Rockdale. He's onside this time, Alek Urasevsky, and there, oh, he's put it into the side netting. Unbelievable.
They're not coming out of the shed.
That was Rockdale at their best, with Danzo and Chalakian right through the heart of Spirit's midfield, and Urasevsky couldn't convert. The angle was tight. Marks made himself big. I feel if there was a comeback coming, that was the opportunity to get it started. For the net, Russell, and given the goal scorer, just thought it had to be predetermined result, but Rockdale are throwing numbers forward. They're not giving this game up. Najjar finally finding their flow right in the shadows of half-time. Jurovic's ball. Chalakian has 2 bites. Najjar, lovely touch from Elliott, who tries to bend it. Didn't get enough to keep it on target. Rockdale with 2 chances in 2 minutes after barely creating one in the first half. And if there was any need for a warning to Spirit, right in the shadows of the break, that was it. There is still enough attacking threat in this Rockdale team to make it happen. It would be nigh on a miracle after an imperious display from Spirit FC in the first half. 4 goals, 2 from Yua Kubo, who bookended the strikes from Jordan Perez and his Japanese counterpart Takumi Afuka, who was outstanding in this first half. You can barely pick a player who hasn't had one of the best games of their careers. The first half of it anyway for Spirit, but Rockdale just firing 2 warning shots before the break. Urasevsky into the side netting, Elliott just wide of Marks' post, enough to give the away side confidence that a comeback could be brewing. It would be one of the most special we've ever seen in this competition. Not too many teams come from 4-0 down at the break. That's the task for Rockdale if they want to stay in pole position for the Australian Championship and in the hunt for the New South Wales Premiership in 2025. As the teams head down the sheds at Christie Park, it's Spirit FC 4, Rockdale Ilinden 0. Welcome back to Christie Park. The second half about to get underway in our men's match of round 24 in the NPL New South Wales. And Spirit remarkably leading by 4 goals to nil after 45 minutes. A change for Rockdale at the break. Skatadis comes on. Looks as though Pani Nikas and Paul D are going all out attack. Daniel Djurovic's Rockdale debut lasting just 45 minutes. Second of their changes, they've still got 3 to go. And it's going to be a miracle if they come back from here. As strong as their attacking line is, Spirit have been so imperious, so unerring in their dominance of this game. It's going to take something quite remarkable to overturn the scoreline and the lead they have built for themselves in the first half. Iwakubo with a double. The fourth, the prettiest of the quad. Either side of a free kick from Jordan Perez and a delicious left-footed finish from Takumi Afuka. Spirit's front line firing, their defence sturdy. All points towards 3 points, as long as they can hold it out now for 45 more minutes of football. Alex Molchanov, delighted to be with you on the Football New South Wales YouTube page tonight. That might be going down in Spirit history is the one that announced them as real contenders for silverware across this league season, across the championship series that will commence in September, and perhaps an Australian championship berth beckoning now. Still a big game against Marconi to come after this, but they have fired a warning shot with their first half performance. Just 45 minutes between the spots on top of the NPL New South Wales ladder. Pending Marconi's result against St George City, which kicks off at 7:15 this evening out at Penshurst Park. Rockdale won't make things easy for them. They'll battle and scrap the rest of the way. And Constable is making himself the centrepiece in that. McStay tries to play that one down the right. Doing something tricky. Didn't quite work. Sorge snuffs out Spirit's first attempted attack of the half. Here's Chalakian, who again goes down under the challenge from Pashevsky. This time, Michael Weiner is happy to play advantage. Najar's in full flight. Happy to return serve. It's back to Nikolovsky. Chalakian slowly returning to his feet. Danzo for Skatadis. The first touch since coming on at half-time. He's his side an attacking throw. Chalakian is back on his feet. Still the only one being booked tonight. Fouled as many times as any other player. That might fall for him. Or for Najar indeed. Still threw a forest of legs in there and eventually belted clear by Pashevsky. Rockdale need to strike early. Thought they had a chance or two before half-time. Well, I didn't think so. Did. Seski firing into the side netting when one-on-one with Marks. And Hunter Elliott bending an effort wide of the Spirit net. Can they turn the left-hand side of your picture into the scoring end? Will be the question. Memories of that night at Marconi, far out of the back of Rockdale's minds. Quite in the mire that they were that evening, but in a whole lot different to that display when Nick Soros went off early with an injury that night as well. Removed here after 7.5 minutes when Mulgrew's come in and entrusted with the gloves. Directly responsible for any of the goals, but it's been a tough little initiation to the 2025 season. Balls going up from the Rockdale players for every collision now. Cholaki. Nikolovsky. Difficult for Cholakian to turn away from Takami. Found a way to stick it back to Danzo. Cholakian and Danzo again. Now Constable. Nikolovsky. His passing radar just a little kilter. Rockdale trying to build from the back. It's not been the best method for them this evening. Spirit's press has been ferocious. Hard to play through. Akubo more interested in Nikolovsky than the ball, and so the free kick goes against him.
I just tell him he pointed the wrong way. He got the wrong direction.
Our bench crying for the players to get the ball back in play as much as possible. They need plenty of football played if they're to come back. Danzo was appealing for the handball. The decision never came, and Najar had to track all the way to make sure the ball didn't reach Michael Conosaro, who's in some patch of form himself at the moment. He's the only Spirit striker who hasn't found the score sheet this evening. Skotadis in his second appearance for Rockdale, getting it forward for Najar. Wiggins out of position. Najar goes himself, and the rebound falls right into the path of Jerry Skotadis. Immediate impact off the bench, and it has Rockdale believing. Just the start to the second half the doctor ordered.
Wake up, come on!
There's no chance of Spirit resting on their laurels, but those two warning shots fired. Didn't quite learn from it. And Jerry Skotadis has his first Rockdale Ilinden goal. Won't get too many simpler. A tap in after the strike from Moody Najar was only parried into his path by Chris Marks. So Spirit's sheet is dirtied. Rockdale are a quarter of the way back. McStay. Oh, they've got to be careful that they're not in again here. Cholakian's onside. Well saved by Marks. He was taken down in a challenge by Williams. Gurishevsky takes up the attack, and Kyle Williams escapes with the football. Shouts coming from both sets of players. The frantic, frenetic pace has returned. Skotadis sliding into Takami, who stayed down, but Lucevic has emerged with the football. He's blocked off by Hunter Elliott. Game piece of defending. Could have eyes in the back of his head at the moment, Michael Weiner. As Rockdale chase this game. Najar. They know what's on the line, and so they can't afford to just roll over meekly. The character of this side suggests that was never in question anyway. They've had the better of the opening exchanges after being second best for the entirety of the first half. Spare 2 minutes of stoppage time. Nikolovsky's put Sorge under pressure with that pass backwards. Turns away from Conosaro and stretched to clear, only as far as Perez. Ties it right back to him. David Perkovic calling for his team just to add a measure of calm. And do that with the football in their possession. Wigan turning away from Cholakian. Beautifully wide for Takami. This is Spirit at their best. Wigan just waiting for someone to fire a shot. Fuka tried to do the unselfish thing, find Akubo, who's on a hat-trick at the moment. Stay has Perez in his back. Did very well to evade him. Still he comes again, Jordan Perez, and the decision never came. McStay bundled over a Fuka. There's another leg stuck out. McStay wanted the free kick earlier and now has conceded one himself. Spirit riding challenges, evading them. You can say the same of Rockdale. Fuka is the one who's down in a heap and gingerly returning to his feet. In fact, it's Jordan Perez over on that far side. After giving such close attention to McStay, managed to win a free kick himself. He's already scored one. He stuck a mirror on the pitch. It was from almost this spot down the other end of the pitch. So Mulgrew will be aware at his near post. Sorge and Williams are already in a wrestling match at the back post.
Look at all the grabbing on.
Ball doesn't beat Elliott. He's the first defender. Takami, he's just gone about his work quietly. Pass misdirected from Koya Williams, who has grown so much. He was sent off in this fixture a year ago. 2 bookable offences after scoring his first senior goal. It's a fixture with mixed memories for him. One of the outstanding 11 this evening. Lucevic brave, and Najjar, you can say the same as he timed the challenge well. Pashevsky left a little bit extra on Brendan Chalakian, and Pani Nikas is almost on the field. So enraged is he, and finally, the first booking comes for Spirit, and it'll go to their centre-half, Jamie Pashevsky. So we are back at one apiece in terms of the yellow cards handed out. Subs coming from the Spirit side of things shortly. Just trying to wrestle back some momentum. Has them comfortable enough. No threat that Rockdale provides. This ball's in deep towards Sorge. Mark's read it best. Just a little too deep from Chris McStay that time around.
Too quiet. Let's go.
Enough. Najjar fought for it, and Conestabo got the best of it. Wigan. Danzo. Or Skataris, rather. I don't think he was too worried about whether he caught ball or man there. He holds up a handed apology to the referee before helping Wigan back to his feet. Probably Wigan might be up there with Brendan Chalakian for most fouled in this game. That whistle has got quite a workout from Michael Weiner. For Spirit, precious seconds just to eat off the clock, manage the game, take a bit of sting out of Rockdale's start to this second half. Just joining us, Spirit took a 4-0 lead to the break. Rockdale have answered just after half-time. Perez has gone direct again. That was the route to goal in the first half for him. This time Mulgrew was safely in behind it. After Nick Soros was removed, looked like a foot or an ankle injury. 7.5 minutes of this game. Danzo. His touch not quite as sure as usual. Skataris trying to stick it round the corner, missed the ball completely. Lovely touch from Takami. His old teammate at Wollongong, Takumi Afuka down the left, enjoying bringing back that little partnership. Afuka has so often been a thorn in Rockdale's side. Scored a brilliant free kick for Wollongong back in 2023 while Rockdale were chasing the Premiership, beaten to it that year by RPL Leichhardt. Responded last year with a record points haul to take home the regular season crown.
Get ready! Get ready for it! Fucking flat-footed!
Perez will curl this away from goal, but he's got plenty of attention around him. Constable's header rather. Goes straight back from whence it came. The call from the sideline is for Frankie Lucevic to take the ensuing second. Spirit, who have never beaten Rockdale in league football. Believe that stat if you'd watched the first half this evening. Mulgrew out well to claim that time. Distributes nicely for Skatadis. He's finding his way into this game. And Chalakian didn't time his run. The committee who have themselves known almost right in front of that decision are less than impressed with it. Had too much to cheer about tonight, the travelling support. Golovsky using a Kubo as a helping hand. Danzo late into Lucevic, but with enough force to draw a whistle. Conestabo right on the line and over it.
Can't do anything about it.
The Spirit fans giving it some down that side of the field as Rudy Najat took a couple of extra meters. Stay better than to stick an arm out to control, and it allowed Elliott to slide in on Perez, who's been left in a heap on the floor. To say from up here the challenge looked clean enough, but Perez certainly didn't think so. And now down goes Chris Marks under some attention from Chris McStay. Both challenges, I think, are going to be much to do about nothing for the officiating team, but Jordan Perez is still down here. He returned from injury a month or so ago. It's not anything too serious. Elliott looked to have timed the challenge pretty well. Perez is slowly returning to his feet. His free kick that gave Spirit a 2-0 lead early in the first half. Those goals coming inside the first quarter of an hour. It's as though Grant Cornwall's going to be called upon. Only fitting that in such a big game in Spirit's history, captain, all-time appearance leader, get some time on the field. Might have a 4-goal lead to defend here. Conestabo can work his magic away from Isaac Danzo, but the cross had too much on it initially. Wigan reels it in. Now turns on the Jets. And there wasn't too much contact on the ball there from Moody Najjar, who stumbled as he came across in cover. Spirit will have to settle for a dangerous free kick rather than the yellow card that David Pregame is asking for. A couple of times Moody Najjar's gone head-to-head with Ollie Wigan. It's twice now ended with Wigan in a heap on the floor, and Spirit with another dangerous attacking opportunity. Spirit fans wearing smiles as wide as the moon tonight. Jordan Perez is looking for a second from a very similar area to where he got his first, and places that with a bit too much power. Perhaps getting a little bit greedy after that first. Mulgrew was aware of the intent that time around. Half an hour for Rockdale to save this one. It's a big ask, but it's not beyond them. Skatadis. And particularly when this man's involved, Durashevsky. Wider for Najjar. Ball blocked at the near post by Williams. Turns the ball behind for a Rockdale Ilinden corner. Be some night in their history if they're able to come back from here. Haven't allowed this game to slip away completely. Start might yet come back to cost them. Going to make a fist of it all the way to 90 minutes, plus whatever he's added on. McStay stands over another set piece. Marks with a crowd of bodies around him, and it's a deep ball, too deep for anyone in red and black. Elliott. Well judged, and Marks get above Nikolovsky, and the lob from Najjar lands in the back of the net. It really is game on now. Belief seeping through the Rockdale staff and their players. A moment of some good fortune, but created by the intent of Nikolovsky to make a fist of that ball. He did more than that, and Marks' punch was only as far as Najjar. A 7th strike of the season for the former Bull. I'd have thought his chance to score tonight had gone once he moved into a very attacking defensive position. But he managed to judge that one nicely. Everyone's heart just sat in their mouths for a moment while it hung in the air and dropped below the crossbar. What a game we've had here tonight. Swords did enough to escape Harry Keys, who's joined the front line in place of Iwakubo. There will be no hat-trick tonight. That was a crude one from Takami. Once again is venting his frustrations. Apologies if any of the expletives are coming through, but this is a game high on tension and meaning, and the committee are finding some voice. Rockdale building pressure almost through stealth, winning these free kicks, launching them in, and Spirit are struggling to deal with them. Chris McStay again. It's going to be difficult to judge. It's towards Nikolovsky. Cornwall has joined us as well. He made the clearing header initially. Marks had to push through a bunch of bodies and then saw that one very late. Almost swept it away like a janitor. It was enough. It was unorthodox.
Come on, Spirit! Get in the fight!
First chance of Ilinden that we've heard all evening's gone up as their team turn it over in midfield, and Harry Keys has got fresh legs. I'm going to say he's full of confidence as well. That ball didn't quite demonstrate it, but it found Grant Cornwall. He turns it over to Nikolovsky. And that allows Skataris to find his way forwards. What an impact he's had. Oh, and that one was inches away from finding Urasevsky's head. Goodness me. Rockdale have been the comeback kings of this competition for nigh on 2 seasons now. Even by their standards, this would be remarkable. Only played 20 minutes of this second half. They've found 2 goals to get themselves back in it. The first from Jerry Skataris, a save from Marks that fell right into his path, and then a punch from Spirit's goalkeeper. Almost landed in the lap of Najjar, who was able to lob him. A high-scoring thriller. It's turning into an instant classic because of the response of Rockdale in this second half. And Spirit might fancy they've got another goal or 2 in them before full-time tonight as well. Rockdale came back here a year ago from a goal down at half-time. 4 times the task, but they've met it with the same character, the same quality that they did a year ago. Constable has been right at the centre of things, winning balls back in midfield, playing them forward and bringing others into it. McStay has a chance to cross. Blocked at the front post by Nicholas. Heaved clear by Perez.
Look, Ronan, go! Jimmy, go! Open now, what he's on?
Nikolovsky just taking a moment too long, and a Fuka's in behind as the jar brings him down again. And that will be 1 foul too many for Rockdale's number 9, who won't escape yellow this time. Usually fairly subdued Spirit faithful are so engaged in this game. Cries from the crowd, the juniors involved. There's been beauty amongst the madness this evening. Lucevic trying to provide a little bit more with his cross, which means Keys, and what a save from Mulgrew. Still, it's not clear for Rockdale. A big moment for the young goalkeeper. A sharp reaction save from no more than 6 yards. That has kept Rockdale's hopes in this game alive. Blake Risciuto to join us. He got the winner here a year ago. It took 89 minutes to come. Skatadis battling for it with Wigan and Cornwall. And again, Afuka sprung the offside trap. The goalkeeper's off his line. Who can he find in yellow? It's Conestogo! It's all over now! Spirit 3 clear again. Deadly on the counter. And look what it means to them. Pictures that will live in the memories of all those here to see it for a very long time if they're wearing black and yellow. And you heard it over the PA, just what it means.
We love you, Wigan!
To this fiercely proud community club. Keys couldn't put home the initial chance, but Michael Conestogo, named writ large in the Waratah Cup final of 2022, writ large in the promotion campaign of that same season, has thrust them towards the Australian Championship. Their 3-goal lead restored just a moment after Mulgrew looked to have kept them in the game. Spirit came again, as they have done all season. "20 minutes to go. It'll take more than a miracle now for the visitors, who have made such a gigantic fist of it in the second half. You really must credit their character, how they fought back into this game, looked to have wrestled the momentum away from Spirit. The head start is proving just a little too big. The mountain a little too high to climb this time, even for Ilinden. They've spoken about wanting to take it up to the top of the table, to take it up to these clubs with all that history. Rockdale etched their name in that with their performances last season. Rasevsky again frustrated by the service, which just evaded him. Interesting substitutions. Blake Risciuto, I just mentioned. He's got the late goal in his locker. Utilised more as a defensive player for Nikas and Paul D this season. Matthew Karemilevsky, the off-season signing, has been blighted by injury. He's worked his way back into the starting side tonight.
This side, Chris! Chris! Ollie! Chris, this side! Chris!
Marks took his time and slipped as he struck it, but he got plenty of purchase on it anyway. Still scrapping, but Lucevic has had his number for most of the night. Another free kick blown against Rockdale's number 10. Who's disbelieving. Blake Risciuto directing traffic as he's set to make his entry. Hunter Elliott's night is over. This is James Nikolovsky, not able to find a goal in a second straight week, although he was key to the creation of the second. Marks to a punch without the purchase. Spirit's goalkeeper would have liked. Cornet, Spirit assistant, just running a word of tactical advice, I'd say, to Ollie Wigan, who's still pressed pretty high up. He's up on the near side. Michael Weiner has waved that away because there was no play at the ball. It's not right to wave play on Michael Weiner. The frustration will be Rockdale's. They haven't had the rub of the green tonight. Spirit will take their time as they look to settle things again. Non-stop action, 7 goals in just over 70 minutes. They've almost come in 10-minute intervals as well. If you tuned in for even 20 minutes of this one, you've got your money's worth. Spirit fans who have turned up tonight feel they've got a whole lot more than that, and they're going to get football into October and November if everything goes right over the last month and a half. Big trip to Marconi next Saturday night, 7 p.m. kickoff out there. Won't want to miss that one, Spirit fans. For Ilinden, it's going to be 2 straight losses, and right into a big clash against rival Sydney United 58. Back at the Ilinden Sports Centre, where they beat them in that grand final qualifier last year. Whereas going the deep option towards Ollie Wigan. He's got fresher legs than Sorge, certainly younger ones, and Sorge going through the back of him to gain access to the football. Which means Spirit will get another chance for an attacking set piece.
Sorge in the front.
Might as well, more football coming up. Wolves versus Manly has already kicked off down in Wollongong. Started the second half down there. The score, in fact, they haven't started the second half down there. Still in the break. It's 0-0. George City versus Marconi at 7:15. Sutherland versus Blacktown at 7:30. Sorge is first to rise for that one. Takami through a forest of bodies, but without a Rockdale touch. Mulgrew can play out from goal as quickly as he likes. Just not enough options coming to feet for Rockdale. They're having to launch the ball long every single time they pick the ball up in that position. How about that from Wigan and from Konostabo? Karemalevsky snuffs it out. Cornwall. Too fleet-footed for Skatatis. Takami blocked off by Karemalevsky, but that's quite right again there, the referee. And Takami was searching for the contact. Constable wanted the free kick, it wasn't forthcoming either, and Keys has stolen a march. Karemalevsky's challenge rather better timed. It's all fallen in favour of Spirit again. 15 minutes to play. Spirit still right on their toes. Not believing that this is over.
Is this the first night he's wrist?
Doesn't make me not going to stop arguing. That's not work experience.
Not us.
We're on your side first.
Perez goes the short option to Lucevic. The words being exchanged between the two benches. It's been that sort of night. Plenty of feeling in this one. Williams. Not the area you usually see him with the ball, but he's made a good fist of it. Keys his ball just shy of finding Cornwall. With 2 centre-backs combining there. And there's still space here. The Spirit down their left-hand side. Takami's ball blocked. Down the right end for the hosts. Got a 4-0 lead before half-time. Yurakubo with a brace. Jordan Perez and Takumi Afuka chipping in with 1 each. For Michael Konostabo added a 5th. Really after Rockdale had found 2 of their own, there's Gatanis and Mudin Ajar, the names on their side of the ledger. They've been too far in the rearview mirror of Spirit for most of the night. Another dangerous ball, another good claim from Mulgrew, who's grown into his role this evening. Constable just asking a little too much of Chalakia. Well-timed run, not in the opinion of the Rockdale Ilinden bench. McStay. Still, it's opened up space for Ilinden further upfield. Risciuto. Najar. Starts it down for Skataris. Risciuto. Try and measure something. They found Nicholas. Kremaleski. It's been brave since coming on. It's the question of why he wasn't starting this evening. Wigan's got space to run into. Kremaleski's herring across in cover, and that was enough to affect the delivery. Certainly struck his arm, but deflecting off the player. That's the reason Michael Wynne hasn't given that, and that's very dangerous for Harry Keys, who's halfway round the keeper. Touch took him too wide. Still the Rockdale defence hasn't recovered, and it's 6 outstanding goals from Spirit FC. Rockdale will argue the lead up, but that will all be left in the postscript of what has been a famous night. Chris Marks up to join in the celebrations, and the 4-goal lead has been restored. Coming to and fro here below us. Rockdale needed luck to go their way, it hasn't. As such, they've been put out of sight and out of mind. One frustrating Rockdale supporter being led away by security here. Still the arguments going on about a potential handball in the lead-up. Rockdale haven't had the luck. Constable trying to right the ship, but the result is now determined. Both must look forwards. Danzo.
Guys, just don't talk to him.
McStay. Nice touch from Contestavo, and Harry Keys has added his name to the score sheet on this big night for Spirit. Rockdale have been much improved in this second half, but the start they gave Spirit wasn't forgivable. And they've been made to pay full price for it as they've chased this game late on. Danzo across the face of the box. Constable probably been the standout for Rockdale. Urashevsky's onside this time. The sliding challenge deflects the ball behind from Takami. Continuing to quietly go about his business. Another astute piece of business from Spirit in the off-season, or in the mid-season, I should say. Scoreboard quite remarkably showing 6 goals to 2. McStay. Risciuto climbed the shot, almost doubled his tally. It was only a whisker over the crossbar. It was a gorgeous strike. And no one was able to meet the ball in the air. There, it's got out of the committee's balloon somewhat. Departure for Ollie Wigan, who's been outstanding again tonight. And one of the great stories of the Spirit side, returning from the ACL injury again. Hasn't lost any of his pace or his running power or his dribbling ability. Hustling and bustling up the right touchline to David Perkovich all evening. Ollie Pufflett's going to get a late look in here. Hero a couple of weeks ago for Rockdale. Seen much playing time, I'm sure, as he would have liked since he switched from Olympic. The challenges going in there, and Michael Wiener spots a foul. Harry Keys this time. 4-goal advantage restored. So a little bit of the fizz has been taken out of the fixture. It's Chris McStay to be removed. This is a corner that led to the second of Rockdale's goals. It's those who started with him. Hope they can quickly forget. Sparing numbers thrown forward by Spirits with this 4-goal lead to protect, and Brendan Chalakian has drawn a booking for Frankie Lucevic of all people. He's his case. They're going to be made to retreat a few yards. It's just going to take a little bit more time off the clock. Say, from a commentary perspective, it's been the first time I've been speaking to you slowly this evening. First time the pace of the game has just slowed slightly. Unforgiving at times. So just trying to lift the tempo again. Skatadis eased off it by Lucevic before Takami took it off his toe, and now Rockdale are short on numbers at the back. Konostabo pulling up just before Rishuto came across.
Got him!
Boots it over the touchline right on halfway. Wally is going to get a moment. The bench as well here. Taken out of the starting side with injury issues and form of David Perkovic has brought in. Got front spot ahead of Keys. Possible's touch was good initially, but then Keys trying to turn Karemalevsky inside out. He's brought down, and a dive has been adjudged by Michael Wiener, and Keys goes into the book. He's in a great position, the referee, but it's a decision that didn't exactly endear him to the Spirit supporters sitting down that side of the field. Rishuto takes it quickly. Stole it a couple of yards there as well. David Perkovic suggested in your effects, Mike. Chalakian has a shooting opportunity and puts it in the back of the net for 6-3. It'll be nothing more than a postscript, but a reward for his storied individual performance tonight. Chris Marks never saw it. It bent into the corner. Just correct the scoreboard a little in Rockdale's favour. 90 minutes, 9 goals. Unbelievable. It's fast and frenetic as we all expected this game to be. I'm not sure anyone predicted that. Gorgeous strike from Chalakian. Nothing more than a consolation, but you can add it to a number of terrific goals that have been scored in that circumstance in this competition over the years. So just need to get the ball back in play. He's taking his time. There's 2 changes being readied by David Perkovic. And here they are. Zain Olawalia for Frankie Lucevic. Doing another superb display through the heart of their midfield. And Michael Konostabo, scorer of the 5th goal tonight. That was the one that killed Rockdale off and sparked the celebrations in full here at Christie Park. Karemalevsky trying to do it all himself. Coming out from the back. Thought was quickly halted. Nicholas over the top, and Keys has got the wrong side of Karemalevsky again. Back to the ball, down he goes again, and once again there's no whistle forthcoming for Spirit in their attacking penalty box. Keys has given Matt Karemalevsky a bit to think about. Yeah, battle that's lasted 20 minutes or so. Goes the short option this time with Danzo close in partnership. Chalakian got the third, looking to provide the fourth. Rusevski has been so well marshalled on the back three of Spirit this evening. He's rotated a little bit throughout the night. Shevsky in the first half. Williams through the heart of it in the second. As Cornwall was brought on. Good block from Jordan Perez, who'll have his early free kick to look back on with fond memories. Just his second strike of the season. Both have come from free kicks.
Get the matchups right! Hey, Harry,
Spirit piling numbers back. It doesn't look particularly organised, but the ball in wasn't the best either. And now there's space to run into for Takumi Afuka. One of the stars of the show this evening. Yellow shirts beginning to join him. Oates and Keys, the two substitutes. Oh, how about the skill from Harry Keys? Turning on the tricks. Fuka again has grass to run into. Rashuto across to meet him and clever enough not to touch the ball. Or was he? Referee was right on the spot again. He spotted a little deviation. So Spirit will sit top tonight for at least an hour and a half. Coney have just kicked off against St George City down at Penshurst Park. Wollongong leading Manly by a goal to nil down in the Illawarra. All the action has been here this evening. The match of the round has lived up to the billing. And Spirit are trying to add a seventh. And Rockdale out another consolation. Chalakian has it nicked off him by Takami. Good in his screening tonight. Fuka just straying. A few times he has this evening. Just as we did at the end of the first half. 4 minutes added on at the end of the second. Chalakian tireless. Can only be impressed. The ball's very good for Nishar, who was whiskers away from turning it home. Chidiak did enough. Nishar still can't find his second of the night. He's got through plenty of work this evening. Chidiak. Late substitute. It's been most of his role this season. Skitsanis and Chalakian is well on side here. He might double his tally for this evening. It gets away from Williams and Marks grabs it well. Smart piece of goalkeeping by Williams' desire to continue the pressure even when he'd been stuck the wrong side. It was admirable. Well, that's Cleesy's lines. Will that be for the last time this evening? Oates made a fist of it. Spirit players just making a habit of getting in front spot. Shuto will protect it for his goalkeeper.
Go, Woods, go!
Route 1 is the only way for Rockdale, you feel now. Stooping to Kami, so clever. Shuto running into Garemolevski. Ball fell for Skitaris. Chalakian again. The desperation just setting in now. So Rockdale fans begin to depart. Tough night for them, particularly the first half. They actually won the second half by 3-2, believe it or not. The lead was too big. As close as Rockdale looked for a moment at 4-2. There's always the threat Spirit might add a couple more. They've proven that. Thought correct. Perez and Sorge going at it in the corner. Sorge losing his balance, but managed to scrap it clear. Constable, another of the hardest workers on the Rockdale side of things tonight.
That's it. Beat him, Matty. You can face in. You can see him.
Leski's left that short. Sit inside for Skitadis. Hopes of a comeback started with his goal off the bench. His first in Rockdale colours, but like Najars, like Chalakians, very much be lost to history. Spirit 6 will be writ large. Nice touch from Skitadis. Constable thought about lining up from a very long way out. Thought better of that. Pufflet
Austin, left shoulder.
just played it into Perez, who has been faultless this evening, and his ball over the top has given Keys something to run for. Just skirted away off the artificial surface, which is getting a little bit of surface water on it now. Temperature has dropped as you predicted it might at Christie Park. Pufflet again. Sword still belying his age with his running power. Even his stretch couldn't find anyone in red and black.
Up.
Danza. Poked away by Alualia. Spirits within touching distance of the Australian Championship now. They built a 4-0 lead in the first half. Rockdale made a game of it in the second, but were never really looking like they'd take a point from this one after their hosts sprung out of the blocks. Iwakubo scoring first, bookending the goal scoring in the first half after strikes from Perez and from his counterpart Takumi Afuka. In the second half, Rockdale answered. Goals from Najar and from Jerry Skitadis, fresh off the bench. But Spirit answered again. Conestabo, so often the star for them this season, putting the result out of reach before late goals to Harry Keys and Brendan Chalakian. An absolute thrill to bring this one to you. It was a mile a minute. It's left Spirit in pole position to chase the premiership. Rockdale go into that meeting with Sydney United 58 next Sunday, needing 3 points desperately. But we are signing off from a chilly Christie Park. Wouldn't expect it any other way. Heated up by a fiery attack, which put 6 past Rockdale, who could only respond with 3. Good night.